According to the European Union, Africa is just a jungle that's meant to be ripped, and if it gets out of control, needs to be cut down. Welcome to Tunacheki's Africa React. I'm Ekimushi, and this is a show where we go online and look at viral videos that concern Africa, and we give our honest, unedited reaction to it. Okay, in this video, we will react to the European Union's foreign minister, apparently is German, who stipulates in a speech proudly that Europe is a garden, a beautiful garden. The rest of the world is a jungle, wild jungle that needs to be cut down from time to time, okay? So the video is by the European Union's High Representative of Foreign Affairs, Josep Borrel. He's German. Let's listen to his take on the world, his worldviews, okay?
Europe
so let's start.
Is a garden. We have built a garden. Everything works. It's the best combination of political freedom, economic prosperity, and social cohesion that the humankind has been able to build. There's three things together. The rest of the world, and you know very well, Federica, is not exactly a garden. The rest of the world, most of the rest of the world is a jungle. And the jungle could invade the garden. And the gardeners should take care of it. Should take care of the garden, but they will not protect the garden by walls, by building walls. A nice small garden surrounded by high walls in order to prevent the jungle coming in is not going to be a solution, because the jungle has a strong growth capacity and the wall will never be high enough in order to protect the garden. The gardeners have to go to the jungle. The Europeans has to be much more engaged with the rest of the world. Otherwise, the rest of the world will invade us.
Okay, so that's what he had to say. He's said so many racist, so many ignorant, and so many scary things in this just one video. Apparently, he's the person in charge of Europe's attitude and decision-making, policy-making towards the rest of the world, including Africa. So in this video, he says extremely scary, extremely racist, extremely colonial things that we need to tackle step by step, okay? So if you don't mind, let's go through what he actually says. He's using an analogy. I'll just dissect it for you guys so we just clearly hear what Europe thinks of Africa.
Europe is a garden. We have built a garden. Everything works.
So Europe is a garden. To him, Europe is a garden, a beautiful place, because Europe was built on the sweat of Africa, the sweat of Asia, the sweat of South America. Like, Europe is a garden today because it took from the rest of the world to become what he's currently calling a garden. Let's continue.
It's the best combination of political freedom, economic prosperity, and social cohesion.
So those things are just for Europeans. Those are things that only, according to him, only belongs to Europeans. Economic prosperity, social cohesion, freedom. Okay, just for the European garden. The rest of the world, Africa,
that the humankind has been able to build.
And according to him, his mindset, the humankind are his race, the Germans, you know, the chosen race, the white people. Like, according to him, when he says the human race, it means white people, Europeans.
There's three things together. The rest of the world, and you know very well, Federica, is not exactly a garden.
Yeah, we know very well. Like, according to him, he's so racist, he assumes everybody else is as racist as him. But according to maybe where the room is, yeah, probably, maybe a bunch of old white people, yeah, I'm sure everybody knows the type of racism he's insinuating.
The rest of the world, most of the rest of the world is a jungle. And the jungle could invade the garden.
Yeah, so he's saying he doesn't want us Africans, jungle Africans, to enter the beautiful European garden. Okay, let's continue.
The gardeners should take care of it.
Okay, so that means the police, the migration border controls, right? By taking care of it, meaning arrest, killing, detention, letting refugees to die in the water. That's what he means by taking care of it.
Should take care of the garden, but they will not protect the garden by walls, by building walls.
Okay, so the borders are not a perfect solution. So he has come up with the perfect solution that would work.
A nice small garden surrounded by high walls in order to prevent the jungle coming in is not going to be a solution.
No, he has a solution.
Strong growth capacity.
So he's afraid that Africa and the rest of the developing world is growing and it will be better than Europe. It will be a better place than Europe. So listen to his scary solution to that, right? To keep Europe a garden, to keep Europe beautiful, right? Listen to his solution of how to deal with that. Africa is growing. Africa will surpass Europe in terms of the economy, in terms of beauty, in terms of prosperity, freedom. Let's see a solution.
The world will never be high enough in order to protect the garden. The gardeners have to go to the jungle.
Okay, so now his solution is neocolonialization, right? It's the Europeans have to come to Africa to make sure we do not grow. Okay, that's what he's definitely saying. He says Europe has to come interfere in Africa, in these other developing countries through things like NATO, through things like foreign policy, IMF, World Bank, to ensure this, what he says it's a jungle, doesn't grow, doesn't surpass them, right? So as we saw in another video, this is also America's official policy when it comes to Africa, right? Underdevelop Africa for the development of America. The same is what this German, and I keep saying German because he really has Hitler vibes towards how he talks, right? This German European Union's foreign affairs representative, this is what his solution is. Come to Africa, cut us down so we don't grow and threaten the beautiful garden that he's talking about.
Europeans have to be much more engaged with the rest of the world. Otherwise, the rest of the world will invade us.
To finish it off, he says engage. Engage means steal, pay for coups, start wars, underdevelop us, unfair mining deals, cause social disunity, brainwash us, try to westernize us. That's what he means. Yeah, that's what he means in a nice European, racist, analogically way. I hope that made sense. But this is what we're dealing with today. Old white men still making plans publicly to colonize us again, right? And it's such a shame that so many of you still think, especially many Africans in the diaspora, think we live in an equal world, think we live in a beautiful world that if you just work hard, and why is Africa not developing? We have all our tools, all the tools at our disposal. Why aren't we like becoming like these European countries? Why are we becoming not like America? The reason is it's being obstructed. We are being held down by all the forces, all the resources, right? Any diplomat that comes from the United States, that comes from Europe, has an agenda to underdevelop us, right? So that their logic is if they underdevelop us, then they'll always be developed, right? Like if you're not able to consume or take advantage of all our resources, it's them who'll take it. And that's the policy they used during colonization, which they did it by force. Now they're trying to do it through diplomacy, international, multinational deals, through like political deals, things like that, okay? So this is the world we're living in. colonization never ended. It's just evolved to neocolonization, to what we call this new world, right? The new world order. It's still colonization. So for all of you who goes like to the comments and say, hey, Tunacheki, why are you always saying that, like you're complaining, Africa has all the resources it has to develop? This is the reason. Right? We cannot develop if we are being held back on purpose. And this is the evidence that I always talk about. Today, you are hearing it, right? Like it's from the horse's mouth, from the German's mouth. And this guy, like, it's dangerous. He comes from a generation where his forefather, like probably his grandfather or what were probably in the Nazi or involved with the Nazis, and he's just taking that Nazi ideology, right, and like Europeifying it, right, making every European to be a Nazi, and to use Nazi policy, right, like if you don't like people, cut them down. If you want something, take it, right? That's because they're the chosen one. That's the European ideology that this guy, the European Union's representative, foreign affairs, right? That's his job. He's spreading towards Europe, right? This is a new policy that these guys are spreading towards us, and I'm only saying it's new because they've seen the way we are rising, they've seen the way we are developing. They need to make drastic changes to further underdevelop us, right? So this has been our reaction. Thank you guys for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe this video with friends and family. It's the best way to tell YouTube this is a good video and to share it to as many people as possible. We really appreciate you guys, especially our members, our Patreons, our donors, and people who send us thanks. It really helps the channel a lot. So without saying, always remember, Africa is watching.